Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. It is the 20th of August, 8:05. Good morning to you. We're going to bring in our first guest right away. It is Chief Sean Brandenburg, Chief of Police, City of Key West. Good morning, Chief. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, listeners.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much for being here bright and early. And yes, we are going to try to move you to a later time because this is above and beyond the call, I must say, for you to be here at this time of the day. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Anything for you, Michael. Anything for you and your listeners. I'm here to help.
I am honored. Yes, you do serve, and we appreciate that dedication and friendship as well. So let's talk about lots of activity in the city of Key West as of late with your police officers, starting with a migrant landing that kept us pretty active.
Yeah, did have 11 adult Cuban migrants come ashore at Fort Zachary Taylor, which is a unique situation, right? Because Fort Zachary Taylor is a park that is not city property. So you get park rangers involved. Of course, they call on us because we're all one big team down here. We go out and assist. Ended up Coast Guard, FWC, NCIS, Border Patrol, other federal agencies. We all went down to assist. There were, like I said, 10 males, 1 female migrant that came ashore. The vessel was secured, and then we assessed and helped them with getting food, water, and access to restrooms. Border Patrol then did take custody of the migrants and the vessel. So team effort to get those folks the help they needed after that long journey.
Yes, indeed. Again, Chief Sean Brandenburg is with us, Chief of Police, City of Key West on Good Morning Keys. Assault with a deadly weapon. We've had a couple of those as well. If you could give us details, please.
Yeah, the first one, it actually came in a call about a suicidal subject, but then upon arrival, officers found out that this individual had armed himself with a knife, threatened one of his friends with the knife, and then locked himself in a bedroom. When officers responded to the scene, we cleared the inside of the residence, and he was not inside. So, we were able to determine that he had jumped out of a second-story balcony before law enforcement arrived. And then our officers, of course, checked the area and were able to locate him very nearby at one of the local hotels and take him into custody, where he was transported to jail.
Okay. Well, we also had it. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yep.
Oh, then another situation, we had 2 individuals just out in front of the house working on a vehicle, minding their own business. One of their neighbors exited his residence, began yelling at the 2 of them while he was holding a large machete. Both these men, obviously, the guys working on the car were obviously in fear for their safety during this unprovoked incident. Officers arrived quickly and were able to take him into custody without incident. And he was transported to the R&R bed and breakfast on 2 counts of aggravated assault and 2 counts of improper exhibition of a dangerous weapon.
Yeah, I'd say that was an appropriate charge for that. So we had another, it was actually a chicken, not threatening anyone, but was in need of rescue. What happened there?
Yeah. Actually, let's talk about some good news.
Yes.
A passerby actually called the Key West Police Department about a baby chicken that was stuck in a storm drain out on North Roosevelt Boulevard. Police department, fire department, and the Key West Wildlife Center all responded out there. We were able to successfully rescue the chick out of the drain, and the wildlife sanctuary then took custody of that chick. So we don't just deal with the bad around here. Sometimes you get to do something that makes you feel good. And this is one of those cases where we were able to go out and do some good and rescue that chick from obviously certain peril if he had stayed in that drain.
No kidding. Well, a chicken distress. The Wildlife Center indeed does have chicken rescue available, and police department assisting with that. That is a good news story, and it is always really heart-wrenching to see some of those animals and chickens in distress. So that's great. Good to hear that. School zones. Speaking of youngsters, we've got schools back in effect, and that just happened earlier this week. School zones are being enforced, as well as the school buses. You have to give them the right of way and abide by all the traffic laws. But some people are still a little bit slow learners, if we could say so, as far as school zones go. They need to make sure that they're paying attention and know that those are being enforced en masse by your department.
Yeah, my traffic unit is actively working the school zones all over the city. And so just a reminder for everybody, school is in session. You need to slow down for those school zones. We've made some improvements to the warning lights, so it should definitely get your attention. Those flashing strobe lights are considerably more noticeable now. And, you should be aware of your surroundings, know you're entering a school zone, know where the school zones are on your trek to and from work in the morning or wherever it is you go on the daily, and slow down for them, even whether the lights are flashing or not. Be prepared to slow down because there are children in the area, and you just never know when one's going to come out. And then if you do make a mistake and you get pulled over, I want to remind people, pull to the right when it's safe to do so, and stop. Do not stop in the middle of the road. Do not stop up on the center median. That makes it dangerous for everyone, including the officer stopping you, yourself, and all the people that are going to be passing by as you're on that traffic stop. So please follow the rules of the road, obey the school zones, pull to the right, and stop when stopped by a police officer.
And Chief, is there something to be said for putting your hands on the wheel, that kind of thing, just for the safety of the officers?
I mean, yeah, a lot of people do. They put their hands at 10 and 2. I do recommend, a lot of people, they open their glove box and it's an absolute mess. And one of my glove boxes is also like that, so I'm guilty as well. But my registration, my insurance, and everything, the most recent one are all paper clipped together in my center console right on top. So if you're involved in something, it's right there all together. You can hand the officer everything you need. And then if you are involved in a traffic crash where you're injured and you're unconscious, the officer can look in your glove box and easily find all the documentation to show who you are and whose vehicle it is. And that way we can alert your loved ones to the situation that you're in. So it's a really good idea when you put that sticker on your vehicle, take the old registration out, put the new one in, have a paper clip on it, have that latest and newest insurance card all right there together with a paper clip on it, so that you're ready in the event, no matter what the event is, whether you're pulled over for speeding or you're involved in a crash or any number of reasons you could come in contact with law enforcement that you need that documentation. You should have it readily available.
Chief Sean Brandenburg with us, Chief of Police, Key West Police Department. By the way, speaking of traffic safety and the motor unit who's enforcing those laws, I want to congratulate the motor unit of the Key West Police Department, earning first place in the state of Florida Law Enforcement Liaison Traffic Safety Challenge. That was announced late last month. So they are certainly good at what they do, and keeping us safe and enforcing the traffic and safety laws. So thank you and congratulations to the motor unit.
And thank you. And we actually, I'm especially proud of them this year. We actually stepped up a category because the break off for number of sworn officers is 99, right? So we used to be right at that 99 level, and then we went up to the 100 level. So we jumped up in class. So we are competing against much larger police departments with significantly greater manpower and funding, and we still pulled off a first place. So I'm very proud of my men and women. And then when you get up into the big boy category, the sheriff's department, with the number of individuals they have, they were also first place. So Monroe County leading the way for the state of Florida in traffic safety.
Excellent news indeed, and congratulations to both departments. Trespassing on school property, apparently that has been also something that has been part of our transition into the school year. We had a couple of incidents of that.
Yeah, three times now. We've had at least 3 times that I've been notified of. We've had trespassers on school property. Sometimes it's people that are just lost or gone the wrong way. Other times it's just people that don't belong on school grounds, and I don't know if they're testing the system or I don't know what their reasoning was for getting on the schools, but they've now all been trespassed from all Monroe County school properties. And so should they return to any of the school properties, we will have a way to deal with them.
Yeah, so they have to have official school business or be a parent or something of that nature to be
absolutely
legally on the grounds. Okay, very good. Well, we also have trespassers on Wisteria Island from time to time, and unfortunately, we had a deceased individual there that typically is under the jurisdiction of the sheriff's office, but Key West Police Department is always at the ready to assist, and this was one of those cases.
Yeah, we got a call of a deceased individual, female, out on Wisteria Island. Sheriff's Department did request our assistance in handling that case and holding the crime scene. And so, yeah, of course, we're all one big team down here. We all work together seamlessly. That's one of the bonuses from the time they're in the academy, from the time they learn to be police officers. From the time they're the baby chicks of police officers to the time they're old roosters. They work together because the sheriff's department and the police department are all one big team down here. We go to school together. We all work together. We help each other out. It doesn't matter what it takes. We will work together to make the Keys a safer, nicer place to live, work, and visit.
Yes. Well, Chief, also part of your jurisdiction is Trumbo, and we had explosives that were reported there or threatened there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we had an individual come up to the gate at Trumbo and attempted to go onto the base, did not have base access, so he was turned away. And he told the sentry at the front gate, I have C4 and could blow up the base. No one thinks that's funny. No one thinks that is a joke. And we will respond with all our resources, both police and naval resources. So the sentry immediately notified their command. Key West Police Department was contacted. Our officers swarmed the area, quickly located this individual, conducted a traffic stop. During our investigation, he did admit that he did make the statement. So he was taken into custody and charged with threat to discharge a destructive device. Yes. So again, teamwork and quickness and just the level of cooperation, whether it's city, county, state, military, federal, everybody down here works together, and things like that will be treated seriously, and you will go to jail.
Yes, a very serious claim to make, and it was taken very seriously, as it always will. We do want to just mention that one of your officers was charged or arrested or whatever the claim. I'm not sure where it is in the process, but a DUI charge against that individual. You're always definitely transparent and hold all of your officers very accountable to the law, but that is an ongoing case, so there's not much to report on that other than it did occur, and we'll have more details if they become available.
Absolutely. And again, as soon as it happened, the sheriff and I repeatedly on radio stations, good or bad, you're going to hear it from us first. So as soon as I was notified of that, we did put together a press release that released the information that we could release at the time. And then you're right. That's an ongoing both internal investigation as well as criminal investigation. And as that proceeds through the process, we will release further details as we can.
Yes, Chief Sean Brandenburg with us, Chief of Police, City of Key West. And I don't want to keep you too long here. I know you've got a very busy schedule, but we do want to mention that there was a breaking and entering into a business downtown. State's attorney took the arrest and charged the individual, prosecuted them successfully. So tell us about that, please.
Yeah, again, I'm going to use Chief Assistant State Attorney Joe Mansfield's quote, and just this is a case of a good example of citizens paying attention and law enforcement responding quickly. Witnesses saw something happening, called the police, continued providing information that helped our officers locate the suspect nearby, and then the Key West Police Department followed through with the evidence needed to hold him accountable. So, the jail sentence addresses the immediate crime, and then the probationary period provides significant period of supervision and an opportunity for treatment. If he chooses not to follow those conditions, then he could face significant additional consequences. So again, our partnership with the community and citizens seeing something, saying something, and then not intervening, relaying the information to us, let us be the ones that go out there and encounter these dangerous individuals. That's what we get paid to do. That's what we're trained to do. But if you can keep eyes on and relay the information to us, sure makes our job quicker and easier, and then we can hold them accountable through the courts. And again, our partnership with the state attorney's office continues to be a strong one, and they prosecuted this individual to the fullest.
Well, indeed, the state's attorney's office is always backing up the law enforcement agencies that they partner with, and it is good to see that your department, the sheriff's department, can have confidence that the state's attorney's office will back you up, if I could say so, anyway, from at least our observations. And the interagency cooperation between the Key West Police Department and other law enforcement agencies in the county and in the state is really a very good one to see. And it's been something that's been worked very hard upon by you and other leaders in law enforcement. So we thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've been a police officer in 2 different states. I travel and meet with police chiefs from all over the state. And it's just, you will not find the level of cooperation between police departments, sheriff's departments, state and federal authorities that you do here in the Keys. It's just, we are unique. I believe we set the standard, and everybody else should try and emulate what we do down here because it is amazingly successful.
It is an example to behold. And also that was on full display at National Night Out just the other week. All the agencies came together, first responders, military, etc., for a very successful National Night Out, although I was witnessing a blossoming love affair between Peanut, the mini pony, I believe, and your mounted
and
patrol. Mac. Yes. A sizable difference between those two, should they ever decide to get together. But it was a blossoming, flirtatious relationship happening right out in the public. So I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah. But for anybody that hasn't seen Max, he is an amazingly impressive animal.
Yes.
He's on Duval Street nearly every day. And our mounted unit, breaking news, our mounted unit right now is in Georgia picking up our 3rd horse.
Oh, wonderful.
So by week's end, we should, by the end of next week, our new horse should be here, and we will be in the testing phase of that. And he should be ready to go out and hit the streets quickly. The breeder we bought him from serves several different police departments, large agencies, and he sent us some videos of some of the testing he's already put this animal through. So should be ready to go pretty much when he gets down here. Just little practice on island life, and then we'll get him right out on the road. So back up to full force with 3 horses.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Max is a very impressive animal, as you said, very majestic, very powerful and useful in law enforcement. And Peanut is beloved by many, much smaller than Max is, but the two of them like each other quite a bit. It was great to see. So,
yeah. I think Officer Will Speed would drag the ground if he rode Peanut, though.
Most certainly. Well, Chief, we've covered a lot of ground here today. I really appreciate your time. Anything else we should mention at this point, though?
No, I think we're good. I will see you at lunch.
We will do that. Look forward to it. Thank you so very much for your service. Please be safe. Give my best to the entire department. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you to all your listeners.
Yes, sir. Take care. Chief Sean Brandenburg with us, Chief of Police, Key West Police Department. Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We're back in a moment.
Right now, there's a critical need for foster parents in the Florida Keys. If you can offer love and support to a child or sibling group, you can be a foster parent. Wesley House Family Services' next foster parent training classes begin August 25th and are offered online via Zoom. If you've ever thought about fostering, now is the time. It only takes one caring adult to make a difference in a child's life. Call Amy Eichen at 305-809-5020 or visit wesleyhouse.org to learn more. Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
Hey folks, summer's here and the deals are hot at Key West Toyota. We've got a huge selection of trucks, new Tacomas and Tundras with great deals, all backed by our local deal match guarantee that can't be beat. So come see the people you know, like, and trust on the Boulevard or at KeyWestToyota.com. We've got the keys.
Everything you need is here at Keys Auto Center.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. It is a busy 20th of August already upon us here as we turn to Grace Epperly. She's Development Coordinator, Wesley House Family Services. Good morning to you, Grace.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I am doing well. So we've got a busy time upon us. We're going to be looking at the Big Splash. That's coming up here very shortly. Whoop, hang on just a second. I opened it up and it's starting to sing to me here. So anyway, tell us about the Big Splash. That is coming up on August 22nd in 2 days.
Yeah, this Saturday. So this is our first event kind of our event season, and it's a family-friendly event taking place in Key Largo this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our Key Largo office event grounds, which is 5 Homestead Avenue. It's directly across from the First Horizon Bank. And it's going to be just a wonderful time. We're super excited about it. It's all about the kids, true to our mission. Entry fee is just $20 per child. Kids 3 and under are free. And we just encourage the community to come out, have some fun. The weather should be beautiful. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to have, we're featuring 5 water slides, a slip and slide, a foam pit. We've got a toddler zone. And then that entry fee gets you a complimentary hot dog or hamburger provided by Centennial Bank and a same day voucher to go down to Jacobs Aquatic Center, which is just right down the road from us in the afternoon. So everybody just come on out. This event is definitely worth the drive. If you're coming from the lower Keys, I would highly recommend it. If you don't have plans, just bring the kids, come for a fun day. I mean, where in the Keys do you get this amount of water slides and unlimited slides? And, you know, it's just a really great value, and spend some time with your family and your friends and just come out and support us. And that's all I can ask.
Yep. 91 degrees will be the high, sunny skies, no mention of rain. It's just going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be, pretty warm, which makes it perfect for the Big Splash. It is Wesley House hosting Big Splash this coming Saturday, all to support the mission of Wesley House.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and if anybody is attending, just a couple disclaimers, no alcohol. And we do ask that you're welcome to bring a folding chair as well to hang out in.
Okay, very good. And I know we've got some sponsors probably to thank too.
Yes. You have the list in front of you, right?
I'm looking for that, as a matter of fact.
That's okay. We have quite a few. We have quite a few of our tidal wave titans, and then our
there it is.
wave maker sponsors, Hydro Heroes. We can't do this event without our sponsors, so we really appreciate their support.
There's the list. You have a lot of sponsors who have come together to make this possible. A lot of community partners here. We want to thank each and every one of them. We can't really get to all of them now, but please do know that Wesley House and our community is very thankful for your involvement in supporting Wesley House Family Services with your sponsorship of the Big Splash. All we need is participation now. And as Grace said, it is an incredible family fun event, a very rare opportunity to have that much fun in one day this coming Saturday. We're speaking with Grace Epperly. She is Development Coordinator, Wesley House Family Services on Good Morning Keys. And we've talked so many times about Wesley House Family Services and all the services that are provided to our community as you're helping our community one family at a time. A big part of the mission, though, is adoption services, but also foster care. And we need foster care families in our community to keep these children in our community. So let's talk about that again.
Sure. So one of the things that Wesley House does is we recruit and license foster parents. And to become a licensed foster parent, it's an 8-week class. It happens via Zoom in the evenings. The first class is beginning August 25th, and it's from, I believe, 6 to 9 p.m. We do have a critical need for foster parents throughout Monroe County. So if you have ever considered being a foster parent, I just encourage you to give Amy Eichen, who is our foster parent licensing coordinator, a call. Her direct line is 305-809-5020, and she can answer any questions that you may have. Taking the 8-week class is, that's not the commitment right there. I mean, you can decide for yourself if it's for you or not once you kind of get through the class. And then if you do get through the class and you decide you do want to continue, then it's an extensive background check. We do fingerprint background checks on all of the adults living in the home. And then if you have any other adults that are going to be active in assisting you in the care, they also have to undergo the background check. But that entire process takes approximately 5 months. And all we can just say is it's extremely rewarding. These kids deserve a sense of safety and stability in their lives. And it only takes one caring adult to make that change for these youth. So if you can find it in your heart to be a foster parent, if you can offer love and stability to a child or a sibling group, you can be a foster parent. So just make the call, get some questions answered, and make a difference.
And that phone number one more time, Grace?
305-809-5020.
And wesleyhouse.org online to find out more about Wesley House Family Services and the foster parenting program. And that class is coming up in just a few days on the 26th. But even before that, one more reminder about the Big Splash coming up on Saturday, the 22nd.
Sure.
So.
Yes, Saturday the 22nd at our Key Largo office, 5 Homestead Avenue, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can skip the line, get your tickets early, wesleyhouse.org/the Big Splash. But we just hope to see everybody and come on up. It's going to be a great day.
Excellent. Well, thank you for hopping on with us this morning. I know you've got to hit the road and get up and get ready for the Big Splash, but anything else we should mention right at this point?
That's all. We'll touch base later. We got our Holiday Village coming up, so we'll touch base about that. But I appreciate the airtime.
Oh, well, thank you. December 5th, Holiday Village and Belated Bike Ride 2026. December 4th. Oops, I'm sorry. I was looking at the website, but that is...
do we have to change it on there?
There you go. Yeah, maybe so. But not to call anybody out, but I was... Yeah, but anyway, December 4th. Thank you for the clarification there. So, all right, Grace, safe travels to you. Thanks for all that you do and all of the wonderful things that Wesley House does to help our community one family at a time. You have a wonderful day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Grace Epperly with us. She is Development Coordinator, Wesley House Family Services. On Good Morning Keys, we'll return in just a moment.
If you're on vacation to relax and have fun, we have an app for that. The Greenhouse carries products that can help you reconnect with your inner child, dance with confidence, reduce stress, and we have others that'll help you relax with a good night's sleep.
Whether you're a cannabis connoisseur or just canna curious, our team of highly trained bud tenders are here to help you reach all your vacation goals.
Just dance your way into one of our many locations and share your goals with one of our highly trained bud tenders. All product recommendations come with a money-back guarantee, no medical card needed. You just have to be 21 or older.
I tried the Greenhouse Guarantee, 100% satisfaction or your money back, and I'm still smiling.
The Greenhouse. We spell it with 3 E's so that you can't say it without smiling. If smiling is your goal today, then type the word green with 3 E's into your browser and find the Greenhouse that's closest to you.
Stop on by and say hi.
We're up and down the Florida Keys and other parts of South Florida.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-5 587-9183.
Get ready to laugh out loud with the Greenhouse Giggles. Brought to you by the Greenhouse Dispensaries of Florida. Monday through Friday, it's a hand-picked lineup of timeless TV comedy that guarantees smiles, chuckles, and full-on giggles. Each episode features legendary performers like Red Skelton, Bob Hope, The Three Stooges, Betty White, George Burns, Milton Berle, Dick Van Dyke, and so many more. So catch the giggles, the Greenhouse Giggles, weekdays 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Sponsored by the Greenhouse, here on Keys Living TV.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Good Morning Keys, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Another warm one underway, 86 degrees now, on our way to 92. Partly sunny skies. Tonight, 83, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, 91. Mostly sunny as well. Just west wind around 5 miles per hour for today. So it is a good day to be out on the water. And we're going to turn to Commissioner Craig Cates, Monroe County Commissioner, former mayor. Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good, Michael. Good morning to you and all your listeners.
Yes, thanks so much for being here. So speaking of being on the water, we do have some developments from the county commissioners meeting yesterday. First off, very good news. This has been in the works for a while, but Monroe County did receive key permits for man-of-war harbor mooring field. Those permits from both the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary for that mooring field. So, Commissioner, tell us about the mooring field. A lot of coordination between these agencies to make this happen, but when it comes together, it's going to be a very beneficial thing for our residents and visitors.
Yeah, absolutely. It's out there by what we call Wisteria Island and Fleming Key, the naval base property out there.
Yes.
It's a lot of boats anchored out there now. But they're all at different locations and poor anchorage, and a lot of derelict vessels get left there and end up sinking eventually. Now with this new mooring field, which right now it's going to end up being 78 mooring balls with a possibility of putting in some more in the future. But we'll get started with that. And we got the permits from the Army Corps of Engineers and the Marine Sanctuary, which were the two major obstacles. And also the Navy removed any of their objections and concerns about the mooring field because it was so close to the Coast Guard base and their base. So that's moving forward. Hopefully by the end of the year or right after the first of the year, we'll have this facility up and running. The important part is that we'll have a 90-day anchoring limit will be able to be implemented after the mooring field's in place. So anything within 10 miles of the mooring field will have to move every 90 days and then re-anchor. What that is going to do is keep vessels from being just abandoned or derelict and sinking, and then the taxpayer has to pay to remove them. Damages does to our seafloor and pollution. So all of that is working together, working with the city to have their upland facilities there to bring the dinghies in, and they'll have showers and restrooms and a place to tie up their dinghy at the Key West Historic Bight. So it's working together with the city of Key West and Monroe County and the state of Florida.
Well, and you are very well versed with working with the city of Key West, of course, formerly the mayor from 2009 till 2018, now Mayor Emeritus of the city of Key West. But we're speaking with Commissioner Craig Cates, former mayor of the county as well, and our Commissioner District 1 on Good Morning Keys. So that is very good news to hear about the man-of-war harbor mooring field that will be moving forward. As we've said, you've been working on this and the commission's been working on it for several years, but it will provide those safe managed mooring opportunities for the boating community. And Boca Chica also hopes to receive a mooring field as well in the hopefully near future.
Yeah, that's moving forward. We have to build an upland facility there. So we have got the grant money appropriated from Tallahassee for that. So we're moving forward with the design and start that construction. And once the upland facility is complete, then we'll be able to to install the mooring field because we had the permits already to put the mooring balls in there, but not the upland facility yet. But that's moving forward.
Yes, sir. Well, Commissioner, also at the meeting, there was discussion about the infrastructure carrier study. So if you could please bring us up to date on that.
Yes, it's very important, and it's something we did a couple years ago. But what we want to do is update this, and now once we have a carrying capacity, we know the numbers now because we have the legislation that was passed 900 more homes in the next 10 years. So we will be able to work from that and see if the infrastructure and what impacts that'll have on that, and we'll be able to improvements that are needed. It'll be whether it's traffic, water, electric, the sewer systems, and then we'll be able to understand and prepare and improve whatever needs to be done over the next 10 years. So that's a lot of organizations in the Keys ask for that, and they ask for a longer one, but we think that 10 years is probably very important. That gives us a goal and objective to reach, and then after that we can move on for further in the future. But we know we're going to have 900 more units, and then whatever businesses and we'll have to increase to be able to service those 900 units and the more people that'll be moving here.
Okay. Well, again, we've been following that issue for a while. Thank you for that update. It's from Craig Cates. He is Commissioner District 1, former mayor of the county and of the city of Key West on Good Morning Keys. So also we've been hearing about this a lot. Amendment 3, and just a quick background, state of Florida will vote on amendment to the Florida Constitution. It's been known as Amendment 3. That's coming up in November. It would increase homestead exemptions to $150,000 fiscal year 2027 and $250,000 in fiscal year 2028. Capping the amount of non-homesteaded properties can increase in assessed value from 10% to 5%. So local governments statewide, including our own, have been analyzing potential impacts. There's been some concern on how it would impact the budgets and governmental services, but our own property appraiser presented some numbers at the meeting yesterday, and it looks like the impact is not as significant as maybe we had feared. So if you could explain that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not as significant as we feared. The estimation from the state was over $9 million loss the first year, and almost $20 million the second year, which would have a huge impact on us because every year, obviously, you have increases because of contracts with the fire departments, public safety, all the public safety, the sheriff's department, and we furnish the funding for constitutional officers, their buildings, and just inflation is going to increase some every year. So that being said, we were expecting those losses. It was going to be a huge impact. Now, the property appraiser did a deep, I guess not a study. He said a granular. I can't think of the word he used but he dug really deep into the property values and their increases. And what he ended up coming back was, we will not be losing any money with this impact. The first year will go up about $100,000, in the second year like 700. We're only one county or one of two counties in the whole state of Florida that's not going to have a large impact. Some are a huge impact on their budget. We're very fortunate there, but the state is also required with new legislation that we do a 10% cut study that will be due next year to see cutting your budget 10%. So we'll be doing that, and we'll still look at ways to save money and not increase at all. So it's good news. We don't have to worry about huge layoffs, but we also are cutting services to the citizens of Monroe County. But we're going to continue to ways to save the taxpayers' money in the future.
Yeah, and there's a lot to unpack there, Commissioner. But as you said, the good news is no projections show the county losing assessed property value. Monroe County is one of only 2 counties in Florida where the assessed value projections do not decrease based on Amendment 3 impacts. So overall, it looks like there will not be a significant impact on our services, our revenues, and the like here in Monroe County as a result of Amendment 3. So that is a very positive update for us to have.
Absolutely. And that's a very conservative estimate. The supervisor of election, the property appraiser said,
yes,
Scott
sir.
Russell, and he said he's only forecasting 2.5% in the last 5 years. It's been as high as 15%. Last year was 8.5% increase, because that takes into account new building sales with the values increased with a new sale price. And so all that taken in consideration, he did not figure that in. He just went with a 2.5% increase. So it's a conservative estimate. So he's very confident we'll at least reach that easily.
Yeah, and we're continuing to look at other reductions due to the 10% reduction being asked for by House Bill 1329 fiscal year 28 budget. So there will be some more cuts that may be state mandated, but we'll continue to follow that. A special workshop and informational session on this topic, which is rather involved. It's scheduled for October 20th at 5 p.m. at Marathon Government Center and via Zoom. So we'll continue to provide updates and some clarity to this issue. But Monroe County, one of 2 counties overall in the state, looks like that we're going to fare okay no matter how that vote turns out. So it is Commissioner Craig Cates with us, Commissioner District 1, Mayor Emeritus, former mayor of the city of Key West and of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. Well, sir, I know you've got a busy day to get to, but is there anything else that we should highlight at this time?
I would like to congratulate all the winners of the election, especially Michelle Lincoln. Look forward to working with her for 4 more years. She's a great asset for Monroe County, as you well know, and the citizens knew that. They reelected, and all the new, everyone that was elected, look forward to working with them in the future to keep the county and the city and municipalities moving forward.
Well, we thank Mayor Lincoln, and we thank all the commissioners for your dedicated service and working together for the common good of Monroe County. We certainly appreciate that service and all your years of service as well, sir. Safe travels to you on the roadways and on the waterways, which you've put a lot of miles in as of late.
Yes, I have. Our trip, we ended up putting over 1,200 miles on the boat to the Bahamas, and we got back safely, and look forward to having a lot of good, moving the county forward. A lot of good projects we're moving forward with. A lot of exciting times for Monroe County and the citizens.
Yes, indeed there are. Well, thank you so much for spending the time to be with us and our listeners throughout the Keys here this morning, Commissioner. You have a wonderful day. We'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye now. Commissioner Craig Cates, Commissioner District 1, Mayor Emeritus, City of Key West, former mayor of City of Key West, former mayor of Monroe County, serving us in so many ways. We appreciate him being here again this morning. This is Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We're back in a moment.
Hey Key West, Dan Hughes here from Historic Pepe's Cafe and Two Friends. Summer specials are here, and there's one number to remember, 1995.
1995.
A summer breakfast, lunch, or dinner menu with a real drink, mimosa for breakfast or something stronger for lunch and dinner for $19.95.
1995.
And desserts included. And Pepe's Happy Hour is now 1 to 6 p.m. More than I love Key West history. And we ain't done yet. Happy summer 2026.
1995.
Hi friends, AJ King here with Kia of Key West. August is here and there's no better time to upgrade your ride before the busy fall season. The all-new Kia K4 delivers bold styling, advanced technology, impressive fuel efficiency, and a comfortable interior that's built for every drive. Whether you're headed back to school, back to work, or just getting ready for something new, the Kia K4 gives you premium features without the premium price. Make this August the month that you drive home in your brand new Kia K4. Come visit us at 2826 North Roosevelt Boulevard or visit us at KiaKeyWest.com. Come see why Kia and the Keys just go together.
For more than 75 years, the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District has helped protect our communities from mosquitoes and mosquito-borne disease. Hi, this is Chad with Florida Keys Mosquito Control, reminding you that the summer mosquito season is here. Daily rains can create standing water around homes, while high tides and wetlands can produce large numbers of aggressive salt marsh mosquitoes across the Florida Keys. That's why FKMCD uses science-based surveillance, larviciding, and targeted treatments to control mosquitoes and help protect public health and quality of life. You can help too by dumping standing water around your property, covering containers that collect rainwater, and using insect repellent when spending time outdoors. As always, Florida Keys Mosquito Control is here to help when you need us. Visit keysmosquito.org for more or call us 305-292-7190. That's 305-292-7190.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And we are going to say good morning to Julia Saltzman. She is going to be representing and talking about the Everglades Foundation, whereby Julia is a PhD student at the University of Miami and a Patrick P. Lee Foundation for Everglades Fellow. Good morning to you, Julia.
Good morning. So great to talk to you.
Great to talk to you. Soon I'll be calling you Dr. Saltzman. So congratulations. The Everglades Foundation's For Everglades Research Enhancement Grant Program, it awarded more than $2.2 million to 111 master's and doctoral students from 20 different universities since 2008, supporting outstanding graduate research related to the current and future restored Everglades ecosystem, helping develop the next generation of scientists and conservation leaders. Now, specifically, Julia, your research focuses on the movement and habitat use of juvenile and subadult sharks in Biscayne Bay and Florida Bay, and uses satellite and acoustic telemetry to better understand how these important predators use South Florida's coastal ecosystem. So when we think of the Everglades, we don't necessarily think of sharks, but when you talk about Biscayne Bay and Florida Bay, that is indeed the case.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're thinking about the Everglades, we often think about alligators or the national parks, but the reality is the historic Everglades ecosystem is everything from Lake Okeechobee south all the way through the Florida Keys, including the coral reefs in Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary and Biscayne Bay and Florida Bay. So what my research is focused on is understanding how Everglades restoration affects the animals, so specifically juvenile sharks in Biscayne Bay and Florida Bay, by understanding how their movements might change under different Everglades restoration scenarios related to like freshwater input or salinity changes and water quality.
Very good. Well, there's a lot of work going on right now in conjunction with the University of Miami and the Shark Research and Conservation Program, in conjunction with the Everglades Foundation. But Julia, so what did inspire you to study sharks in the first place, and how did you become interested in the marine sciences overall?
That's a great question. So I'm actually originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh my
so
gosh,
not
not many sharks there.
not any sharks there. But in high school, I took AP Environmental Science, and I loved understanding ecology and ecosystems. And I happened to attend the University of Miami for undergraduate simply because I got a really good scholarship. And it was going to be more affordable than going to a state school. So I, on a whim, went to the University of Miami. All my siblings and cousins and everyone went to Ohio State. So I grew up a Buckeye, but decided to become a Hurricane. And I ultimately took a marine biology class and fell in love with it. In terms of sharks, I was lucky enough to participate in some undergraduate research studying sharks and get hands-on doing field work. But what I'm really excited about is understanding megafauna, so sharks and marine mammals and sea turtles and all of those larger species. So my PhD work is focused on sharks, but I'm really interested in marine megafauna as a whole.
Very good. Again, we are speaking with Julia Saltzman. She is a PhD student at the University of Miami and a Patrick P. Lee Foundation for Everglades Fellow on Good Morning Keys. So what are you learning about how juvenile sharks use the Florida Bay and the surrounding coastal ecosystems. We talked a little bit about the technology used to track sharks, but you can mention that again here and then tell us a little more about what we are learning about these sharks.
Yeah, so what we're learning is that my work is specifically focused on juvenile and subadult tiger sharks. And what we thought from the literature is that scientists have suggested that juvenile and subadult tiger sharks are relatively transient, that they kind of go around all over the place, that they're in a bunch of different places. But my work, which is supported in part by the Everglades Foundation Fellowship, we've put satellite tags on tiger sharks in Biscayne Bay, and we're going to be putting satellite tags on juvenile and teenage tiger sharks in Florida Bay. And whenever the shark surfaces, it pings to a satellite and we get their location. So we're able to track the sharks in real time. If that's something you're excited about, several of our sharks are on our website at sharktagging.com, and you can track where our sharks are in real time. But aside from the point, what we're seeing is that these sharks are actually pretty residential to South Florida, particularly some of our small and teenage tiger sharks. So what we think is that Biscayne Bay and Florida Bay are potentially like a secondary nursery habitat for these sharks, which is really exciting. This is sort of building off the work done by my advisor, which identified Biscayne Bay as the first nursery for the critically endangered great hammerhead shark on the Atlantic coast of the United States. So what we're seeing is that Biscayne Bay, Florida Bay, South Florida are really important habitats for sharks, many of which are threatened with extinction, and they're not necessarily the really big ones. You know, we have the big sharks here, but what we also have are juveniles, and they're using these areas as nurseries, which is really nursery ecology is often understudied, and understanding how juveniles spend their time is really important for the persistence of the species.
Very interesting. Well, the Everglades Foundation recently got to go on a research boat with you and the University of Miami Shark Research and Conservation Program team, and they got to see firsthand some of your work. But I imagine that these sharks are not necessarily willing participants in getting tagged. That's maybe an assumption. But what does a day of shark tagging look like in the Florida Bay then?
Yeah, so when we're bringing out citizen scientists, we're typically in Biscayne Bay, but it would look quite similar in the Florida Bay and in the Keys. But we're using a couple of different scientific fishing methods, including scientific drum lines and scientific long lines. Our team is setting gear and hauling gear. We're often using really heavy equipment. But when we're landing a shark, we're actually landing them like fully by hand, typically on a yo-yo, like a circle reel. And we have sharks are hooked with hooks that will rust out if we're not able to take them out. But ultimately, when we land a shark and when we're working up a shark, first of all, our gear is only soaking for about an hour, and that's designed to minimize the amount of time that an animal's potentially on the line. So everything that we're doing is with animal welfare in mind, because especially when we're working with endangered species, we're particularly concerned about making sure that animal is in okay shape. And we have a hydraulic platform, so it's slightly submerged, so it's sort of like a jet ski platform, but the shark goes up onto that. There's people who are helping to secure the shark, and then the shark has a pump in its mouth, and that is sort of, I like to explain it like reverse scuba diving. So most sharks have to be able to swim to breathe. So what the pump is doing is it's putting salt water over their gills so that they're able to breathe the entire time that they're being worked up despite being out of the water. When we're working them up, we're measuring them. We're taking a variety of different samples. Sometimes we are swabbing them to look at bacteria, to look at what they're eating. We'll actually swab their cloaca, which is where waste comes out, and we're able to do DNA metabarcoding, sort of like a crime scene investigation, to see specifically what the animal had previously eaten, down to like the species level, so we can see what fish those animals were eating. And sometimes if we will put out an electronic tag on them to understand their movements. Now, those tags are quite expensive, so we don't put them on every animal that we encounter. But on the specific ones that are for my research studies or for other projects, we'll put an acoustic tag or a satellite tag onto those sharks to understand how they're moving and what they're up to.
And if people want to see this in video form, it's my understanding there are some videos available where they can learn more about you and the Everglades Foundation for Everglades Fellows program. Where do they find those?
Yeah, it's on the Everglades Foundation website. There's a blog post which features a variety of different videos about a day of shark tagging, as well as on their Instagram and their social media for the Everglades Foundation and the University of Miami Shark Research Program on Instagram, which is at shark tagging. We also bring out school groups shark tagging with us, primarily from Miami-Dade and Monroe counties. And that is a day trip where students 5th grade and above, as long as they're older than 10, can come out and participate in shark tagging. So you can head to our website to learn more about that as well. And we also do the same thing with corporate groups and citizen scientists. So our research is really made possible by doing these citizen science trips and school field trips, which really allows us to have 3 to 5 days of field work a week out surveying sharks in our area.
Excellent. Well, yes, you can go to evergladesfoundation.org to see the videos and to learn more. We are speaking with Julia Saltzman. She's a PhD student, University of Miami, and a Patrick P. Lee Foundation for Everglades Fellow. And regarding that, tell us what it means to be a fellow, and also how that fellowship has helped advance your research, if you would.
Yeah, so the Everglades Foundation for Everglades Fellowship is a grant for graduate students, master's and PhD students doing research throughout the historic Everglades ecosystem. So some of us are doing marine research, like me, I'm doing shark research. There's folks doing everything from studying dolphins to coral reefs to the tree islands and soil in the Everglades. And there's several Everglades Fellows every year. The research that we're doing is really designed to help support Everglades conservation and Everglades restoration. So understanding Everglades restoration from a scientific point of view. And what it is, in addition to funding for our research, which can often be quite difficult to find as a graduate student, is it's an investment in future Everglades stewards, right? So it's the Everglades Foundation investing in the next generation of Everglades scientists. It's a year-long program, but we get to remain connected with the foundation for the years after that. So they're really invested in us throughout the duration of our degree and beyond. And we have professional development opportunities, which include branching out outside of like the academic and university community to meet people from the Everglades Foundation and the Everglades greater scientific and policy community, which we wouldn't necessarily get to meet within like a university setting. So it's a really great investment in the future of Everglades science and of us as graduate students. And really for us graduate students, it's a statement that, you know, our research is valuable, that it's exciting, and that it is a really great career boost and can help us a lot in the long term. And for me, it's making it possible to expand my work to include tagging sharks in the Florida Bay and Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, which otherwise just wouldn't have been possible. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, well, it's a tremendous opportunity and resource indeed. And we have about a minute or two left. If we could just hear a little bit more about how Everglades restoration influence the Florida Bay and shark habitat, and why is that important for the health of the ecosystem?
Yeah, so Everglades restoration directly affects the fundamental, like the chemistry and the habitat within Florida Bay. So Everglades restoration specifically will affect the quality of the habitat within Florida Bay. So the beautiful seagrass meadows that we see, the reefs of the Florida Keys, the hard bottom habitat where so many fish like to spend their time, mangrove habitat, all of that is directly affected by the water which flows from Lake Okeechobee south. So advancing Everglades restoration will ultimately can result in increases and decreases in salinity, in the quality of the habitat, depending upon to what extent Everglades restoration occurs, right? So under different restoration scenarios, Florida Bay will have higher salinity or lower salinity, as well as depending upon the particular time of year. So all of those things, with all of that being said, Everglades restoration is critical to have the ecosystem return to what it was prior to, the Everglades being drained when Florida was developed, which is like the ultimate goal of SERP, the Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Plan. But in addition to that, understanding how species are moving in the current habitats, right? So they've adapted to the ways that we have changed the ecosystem, right? So in Biscayne Bay, we have it can be saltier at different times of year. There can be areas that are particularly hot, and same with in Florida Bay. Things like algal blooms, all of that has affected the habitat use of everything from tiger sharks to dolphins and to the small forage fish which live in the mangrove. So all of these species have adjusted and adapted to the way that the habitats are currently. So getting a baseline is really important, because as the Everglades are further restored and as these habitats change, it is quite possible that these species are going to, we're going to see potentially different habitat use and different patterns for these species. So understanding the baselines is really critical.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we certainly appreciate you spending time with us, helping us better understand Florida Everglades restoration and its impact on the shark species, especially the tiger shark, make that. And we can wish you continued success in all of your research regarding juvenile and subadult sharks in Biscayne Bay and Florida Bay. Again, speaking with Julia Saltzman. She is a PhD student at University of Miami, and Patrick P. Lee Foundation for Everglades Fellow, speaking on behalf of the Everglades Foundation as well. So, Julia, thank you so much for being here. Continued success in your work as you pursue your PhD, and we appreciate you spending time with us this morning.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. It is Julia Saltzman with us, PhD student, University of Miami, Patrick P. Lee Foundation for Everglades Fellow on Good Morning Keys. And we will get you caught up to date on all of the happenings around the world. Glenn Beck is next. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Thanks for listening.